Okay, guys, good morning. So, my name is Samir, and I'll be a faculty for this ADB. And when it comes to my experience, I'll just walk you through. I have around 10 plus years of experience in IT and on the clouds since the past 3 years. I'm working onto this cloud technologies. Okay, that's it. Working in some corporate. Okay, so guys, let us start with this now. So what is, before we go ahead, let us see. And guys, I want everyone to just have an interaction. So I want the session to be an interactive rather than me talking on a side. I want everyone to interact with me. Okay, guys, so let us start with this. So let us say here, Azure Data Engineering. What is Azure Data Engineering? Yes, guys, everyone, I'm audible, please.
It's audible, Samir. Audible.
Okay, so now this is what is Azure Data Engineering. So basically, Azure Data Engineering is pack is a packed into the is a packed in the form of services. In the form of what is that? Services. Azure Data Engineering is packed in the form of what? Services. The following are the various services provided for various operations in the that is nothing but in the Azure Data Engineering. So the following are the services. Let us see what is a first one. What is it? You have it. We have the first one here as a Azure is Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. And then we have the next one after this. We have the Azure Data Factory. And apart from this, we have the next service that is called as Azure Synapse. Azure Synapse. And next one after this, many services are there, but I'm listing few of them. Okay, so we have the Azure Artificial Intelligence, AI, or else we can also refer it as a ML, that is called as machine learning. Okay, so these all are the services packed into this Azure Data Engineering. That means all end-to-end solutions for the data. That is nothing but data engineering means end-to-end solutions for the data. So now, guys, what is this Azure Data that is Azure Databricks is used, and what is the purpose of it? So, guys, this service called Azure Databricks is provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. So, guys, what is this ETL? Where ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, okay, guys, extraction, transformation, and loading. So the Azure Databricks is provided for Azure Databricks is a service provided by the Microsoft within the Azure Data Engineering for the purpose of extraction, transformation, and loading. Guys, this extraction, transformation, and loading, what it is? Let us try to understand this first. So guys, this extraction, transformation, and loading is nothing but it is a process. It is a process where, guys, it is a process where data is summarized. Where the data is summarized. Where the data is summarized. Where the data is, what is that? Summarized. And this summarized data is used for decision making. is, or this summarized data is used for what? Decision making. So whereas what is this process of extraction, transformation, and loading? So this process of, guys, extraction, transformation, and loading, this process of extraction, transformation, and loading basically consists of, requires the following. What is that? Source, source, that means what? Source, and the next one it requires as a target. Source and the target. Now guys, what is a source and what is a target? So basically, between the source and the target, this process of ETL is applied always. Okay, irrespective of whatever the thing you service you use it. Generally, I'm talking about the ETL. That is nothing but ETL is the process where the data, guys, ETL is the process. ETL is a process where the data is summarized. Okay, so what is the source? What is this target? Let us try to understand this, guys. Source is a place where we get the raw data. Source is a place where we get, what is that, guys? Raw data. And whereas this raw data is extracted as per the requirement in the process of extraction. This raw data is extracted as per the requirement in the process of extraction. And once the extraction means what? Picking up the data, picking up the data. Whereas after this process of extraction is done, the process of transformation is implemented. Transformation is the actual process where the data is converted into the required format by the customer. And once the transformation is done, guys, on the data or applied on the data is finally prepared, and it is loaded. And it is what? Loaded. And where it is loaded? It is loaded into the target, that is called as a destination. Getting my point? Now guys, this is a bit technical. I want to simplify it and explain it to you. Okay, what exactly? Now guys, all of you are you able to hear my voice? Everyone, please come out.
Yeah.
So now guys, suppose you go to a supermarket to buy a vegetables. You go to a supermarket to buy a vegetables. Tell me now, what are the different, that is, how many vegetables will be there in a supermarket? Let us say Reliance Fresh. You have been to the Reliance Fresh to buy the fresh vegetables. Now tell me, how many vegetables you have it? You will be having many, almost all vegetables you will have it. Am I right? So now guys, tell me a answer now. Do you purchase all the vegetables, or you will purchase only those vegetables which is required for you? Yes, my question is that you have been to a supermarket. Yes, guys, you have been to supermarket, and that is more supermarket, or you have been to a that is Reliance Fresh, where you can find many vegetables. Are you going to purchase all the vegetables or some of the vegetables?
Only required vegetables will purchase.
Required. That means before leaving, you will decide what curry has to be cooked. What curry has to be cooked. Based on that curry, you're going to buy the vegetables. Am I right? Some 2-3 vegetables. So now what you're doing is, suppose you have been to a supermarket and picked up some 5 vegetables out of some 100 vegetables are there. Different varieties of 100 vegetables are there. Out of those 100 vegetables, you are purchasing only 5 vegetables. Why those 5? Because that is required for the cooking process. You want to cook only those 5. Am I right? You have picked up. You have picked up. What you will do, once you pick up, you'll put it into your basket, bill it off, everything is done. Now you will come home. Now tell me, what is the form of vegetables now?
It's raw form.
Yes, exactly. Very good. So the vegetables in the raw form. So now guys, what you will do? You have to eat those vegetables. You have to eat those vegetables. as we are human, so we require to eat those vegetables, but we need to cook it. Am I right? Cook it. So what you will do, you will cut the vegetables, chop the vegetables, everything you'll do it, and then you will put it on a, that is nothing but they will put it on a stove, and ultimately from the raw farm, from the raw farm, all the five vegetables you will pour it in one that is nothing but bowl, and you will cook it. You will cook it. That means you're converting this raw form of vegetables into cooked format. Am I right or not? Are you changing the form of vegetables or not for eating purpose? Yes, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, you have converted. Ultimately, the vegetables are cooked. The vegetables are cooked. Now the curry is ready. So that means what you're doing, you have bought the raw vegetables. You have first of all picked up the vegetables. You have been to the supermarket and picked up the vegetables. And once you have picked up the vegetables, what you are doing, you bought them home and cut it off and chopped it. And once the chopping, everything is done, you are changing the form of those vegetables from the raw form to what is that? Cooked form, as per our requirement. Ultimately, once the vegetables is cooked and ready, then what you will do? Finally, you will eat. That is nothing but called as what? Loading. Same way, guys, picking up the vegetables, picking up the vegetables from multiple 100 vegetables are there, but you are picking up only 5 vegetables. And those vegetables, picking up the process of vegetables from the supermarket is called as what? Extraction. It is called as the process of what? Extraction. Whereas the extraction is done, then what you are doing? Transform. That means you're getting them home and chopping them, cutting them, and putting them into the bowl to cook, and ultimately cooking those vegetables. That means you are converting the raw vegetables to what is that? Cooked format in the form of a curry. Am I right or not? Ultimately, once that is called as a process of what? Cooking is the process of transforming. Cooking is the process of what? Transforming. Ultimately, once the transformation is done, finally your destination is what? Your destination is the curry. So curry, you will eat it. That's it. That is nothing but finally the process of loading is nothing but cooking. That's nothing but eating the same. So hence, this is actually you have the process in what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. That's it, guys. Nothing else. There is no technicality. There is no something is, where you need to worry about how the things will move on. All the things you need not worry about this. Simply extraction, transformation, and loading is the process. Extraction, transformation, and loading is the process of converting the picking up the required data, picking up the required data and transforming the data as per the requirement, and ultimately transformed data you will load it into the target. Okay, so guys, is it clear for everyone what is ETL actually? Yes, guys, I want an answer, ma, please. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we see some examples on how actually this process has taken place, let us try to understand few more things here, then we'll come back to this. Let us try to understand first of all what is a cloud, what is a clouds, and what is an on-premises. Then we'll come back to this. Okay, so first of all, let us try to understand what is cloud. So now, guys, because what is it you have it? Azure data engineering is a cloud-based engineering, cloud-based data engineering. Am I right? So now, guys, I wanted to explain you, or let us try to understand first of all, guys, what is a clouds and what is an on-premises. Let us try to understand first of all what is a cloud basically. Okay, so guys, when it comes to this cloud, okay, just forget about this cloud. I'll just give you an example for this. Now, guys, all of you are using the mobile phones. Am I right? All of you are using the mobile phones or not, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, I want a reply from every one of you. Please, guys, try to respond. Yes, are you using the mobile phone or not?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So now every one of you, us is using the mobile phone. Now guys, when it comes to this mobile phone, you in the mobile phone, we have some memory. Will it be there memory or not?
Yes.
Every mobile has some memory or not?
Yes.
So now, what are the types of memories you will have in your mobile phone? Can you tell me? Yes, guys.
Mobile SD memory.
Yes, mobile internal memory and scan disk memory. That means you will have the memories in a mobile phone. You will have the memory in the mobile phone, such as what is that? SD card memory. So I'm writing it here. In mobile, you will have the memory. So that memory is called as mobile inbuilt memory. Am I right? With every default you purchase a mobile phone, you will get mobile memory as a free. Am I right? Mobile memory as free. Apart from the mobile memory, guys, you will also have, you will also have, guys, you will also have a memory that is called as SD card memory. What do you mean SD card memory, guys? SD card memory is nothing but scan disk card memory. That means, suppose every mobile you are getting it with a 16 GB internal storage memory. That means this 16 GB, guys, this 16 GB is a default memory. That means in your mobile phone, you can store up to 16 GB memory. Whereas if you require to store more memory rather than thus, you want to store one more, that is nothing but 32 GB of memory you wanted to store it. For that, what we do, we buy an external SD card and we will just put it in your mobile phone. Okay, put it in your mobile phone, and from that point onwards, you can use this memory of 32. So now tell me, totally what is the amount of memory you have it in your mobile phone now? 32 plus 16. Guys, tell me now. 32 plus 16 means what? Guys,
48
32.
GB.
Huh?
48 GB.
Very good. So 48 GB memory. Totally, you can store up to 48 GB memory now in your mobile phone along with SD card. Now, the question is that now the further I have some more videos and photos, etc., which is amounting to around 100 GB. 100 GB. Let us assume amounting to around 500 GB. Now tell me, how do you store this 500 GB memory? You already utilize the 32 GB, you already utilize the 16 GB memory. You have to store more 500 GB memory is required now. So now tell me, guys, what is the way you adopt it? Just think generally, because we do it in the daily basis, this kind of job. Tell me now.
OneDrive or Google Drive will put.
Very good, very good. So that means you will now you will take the support of a Google Drive. Am I right? Google Drive. But the problem is that Google is also providing you by default 15 GB as a memory. Am I right? Huh? 15 GB of the memory by default Google is providing to you. But now you have to store 15 GB or 500 GB, guys? 500 GB. So now what you have to do, tell me now. Tell me, guys. Yeah, please. Guys, please tell me, ma. Did you get my question? What I mean to tell you? If you get the question, just simply say yes, or else I'll repeat the question once again. My question is that, I'll repeat the question once again. My question is that now, my mobile memory already has 16 GB memory, and SD card, I have installed it. I've put some SD card and it has the 32 GB memory. Totally both the memories amounting to 48 GB. But I have some more 500 GB memory to be stored. So for that, I took the support of Google Drive, and Google Drive is providing only 15 GB memory. What is the alternative for me now?
External hard disk.
Huh?
External hard disk.
External hard disk, that is fine. Okay. But I want the data. Okay, no problem. One more way is that you can ask the Google. That is fine. That is very good. Okay. But here the thing is that you can ask the Google to increase the size. That means from 15 GB, I want 500 GB. So Google is providing, Google will provide you 500 GB of memory, free of cost, or they will charge something for it?
They'll charge something.
They
They'll
will
charge.
charge. That means after 15 GB, even if you store 0.1 MB also, okay, then it is going to charge you. So you can buy the space on the Google Drive by paying some cost. Now, guys, totally, I bought it. I bought this one also. Everything is done now. Totally, the amount of memory. What is that amount of memory I have? 548 GB memory. Totally, I have it now. Totally, how much memory I have it? 548 GB. That means 48 GB in my mobile phone and 500 on my Google Drive. Now, one fine day, I lost my mobile phone. One fine day, I lost my mobile phone, guys. That is my query. Now, my query is that when I lose my mobile phone, so I could not able to trace it off. Now, the question is that I bought a new mobile phone. I have to buy a new mobile phone. Hence, I bought the new mobile phone. Now, once you bought a new mobile phone, guys, please tell me, can you recollect this 48 GB? Can you recollect this 500 GB memory or not?
500 GB is possible. 48 GB is not possible.
Yes, exactly. Very good. So we can say that 500 GB, you can recollect it by just using the synchronize option. You can just log in with your mail ID, enter the password, and in the same way, you can recollect it. But what about the 48 GB? The 48 GB memory is lost with the mobile phone because this memory is called as physical memory. Am I right? This memory is called as what? Physical memory. Physical memory. So hence I cannot recollect it. Whereas the memory or the data which is stored on the Google Drive can be recollected. So we can say that the Google Drive, we can call it as a cloud. Am I right, guys, everyone? Google memory is called as what? Cloud memory. Google memory is called as what is that, guys? Cloud memory, cloud data memory. It is called as what? Cloud data memory. Cloud data memory. Whereas the physical memory of your mobile phone, we can refer it as what? On-premises memory. Am I right, guys? I can refer it as what? On-premises. So now tell me, what is the drawback, guys? Now tell me, what is the drawback you have? What is the drawback you have between on-premises memory and cloud memory? On-premises memory, once you lose your mobile phone, you cannot recollect it. But the same can be recollected using the cloud. Am I right or not? So now this is the drawback. You have it in the on-premises data. So now, guys, just for 548 GB, which is required for us, now what we have done, we took the support of the cloud rather than taking the support of the mobile phone. So in the same way, what you have done, tell me now, what you have done? That means you have moved physically, guys. You have moved physically from the cloud, from the physical mobile phone memory to what is that? Cloud memory. That is called as Google Drive memory. Am I right or not? So nowadays, every one of us storing the data in mobile phone inbuilt memory, or we are storing it data into the Google Drive, guys? Tell me now. Huh?
Google Drive.
Most of us, every time, we will store the data in the Google Drive. Am I right, everyone? So why do you store the data in the Google Drive? Tell me now.
You can recover.
Yes, can recover it. Suppose tomorrow you have traveled to other country, suppose United States or America. I did not take your mobile phone now. Now what happened is, as you did not take your mobile phone and you're there finally into this some United States of America. So can you get this Google Drive memory resaved to your mobile phone in even after reaching the USA? Tell me now, guys.
Yeah.
Of course, that means the access is possible even irrespective of the location. So we can say that we can access this data which is stored in the Google Drive from anywhere in the world. Am I right? From anywhere in the world without worrying about the physical location where my data is stored. The same way, guys, tell me now, actually, Google Drive is stored where? The Google Drive stores the data into the cloud environment. Into what is that? Cloud environment. So, cloud environment is what? Ultimately, cloud environment is nothing but ultimately it stores the data physically into the data centers. So every cloud provider has the data centers. And now in these data centers, the entire physical data will be stored. In this data centers, the physical data will be stored. Am I right, guys, everyone? Okay. Uh, somebody just put it yourself in mute mode. I think there is no issues from my end. Yeah, guys. Okay, now fine now. So now I think the voice is background voice is not there. It's fine now. Okay, guys. There is no disturbance now. I think from the background. Please say yes.
Yeah, it's fine now.
So now, guys. Now, so in the same way, guys. Here you have a cloud and on-premises. Cloud means what? Cloud is nothing but storing the data onto the Google Drive is a cloud environment. And now, guys, on-premise is nothing but storing the data into your mobile phone physical memory. Mobile phone memory. Mobile phone memory is called as what? On-premises. Is called as what, guys? What is it called as? On-premises. Am I right, guys? So now, guys, as we are an individual, still we wanted to save the data. Still we wanted to move it our from the physical memory to what? Google Drive memory. In the same way, lot of the corporates, many corporates, now what they are doing is they are planning or they are moving from the physical data to what is that? Cloud data. So for that, many cloud providers has come out. Many cloud providers has come out to provide the support for it. So for that, the following are the cloud providers we have it. What is that? The first one is called as what? Azure. Azure is a cloud provider from Microsoft. So Microsoft, what it is doing is it is marketing their product, the cloud product. It is marketing its cloud product with a name called what? Azure. Okay. And then we have what is that? The next one provider as what? Amazon, or we can say AWS. AWS is from what? Yes, Amazon Web Service. Amazon Web Service. And the third one, what is that you have it? Google, GCP. So we have the GCP, which stands for what? Google Cloud Platform. Google Cloud Platform. Okay, guys, Google Cloud Platform. Then afterwards, then we have what is that? Alibaba. This is a China-based, okay, that is cloud provider. And now then we have what is that? We have the SAP Cloud. SAP Cloud. Likewise, then you have even the SAP Cloud is there, Oracle Cloud is there, etc., etc., etc. These are all the cloud providers. But whereas the market leader is the two or three, first three are the market leaders. And number one is the Azure. Number one is the Azure in providing the cloud services. So now, guys, these cloud services are basically classified. Okay, so now let us start with this.